welcome ladies and gents. One of the many remakes, reboots or tax rebates they might be looking for is Willow. This is the brand new one. Continuation, sort of undoes a lot of the stuff that the original did. Different focus, completely new and reinvigorated. Well, it's been slammed. It's been absolutely torn apart by people, basically. So the audience ratings are in the toilet. So yeah, pretty bad, pretty terrible, not good. And it goes like, it's like almost like one more nail in the coffin of streaming in general. Because when you look at the amount of money companies like Disney has spent on streaming, and they're not making it back in subscriber growth, you're like, wow, okay, this is a problem. And we already know HBO Max is looking to prioritize, sort of lower budget content as opposed to trying to, smash out incredibly high budget content in the effort to gain more subscribers. So they're looking to level out the sort of P&L, if that makes any sense. It's a really interesting turn of events because flashback 2 years ago, people were like, streaming's the future. That's it. Can't possibly. Theatres are dead. It's like, no, they're not. They're not at all. And this sort of, I guess, validates that to some degree because you can't spend billions and billions and billions of dollars on streaming content when you're not getting it back for subscribers. It just doesn't make any sense. So, like, Netflix is a little bit of a different situation. It's all that they do, whereas Disney has other, avenues for revenue, and they're obviously looking at it a little bit, on a different perspective there. We'll dive into this today, ladies and gents. Before we do, please make sure you hit subscribe. Please make sure you like the video and share it. YouTube has just sandboxed the channel. About 25% less impressions. It equates to like well over 10 odd million. Like it's quite severe. Basically, it's just not putting videos in front of people. And that includes you, subscribers. So when you interact with it, it does help that. But anyway, like I said, just a quick one there. Let's dive into this, right? So the ratings are in the toilet. They are absolutely dead as a dodo. And you know what? Like, it's not a surprise. It's one of those things where you look at it and you go, well, yeah, obviously. Who asked for this? I'm sure I, like many other people, you as well, came out when the trailer dropped and was like, huh? What? Why? It's just kind of all over the place. But anyway, so the Willow series is a continuation, of course, of George Lucas's 1988 Willow film, and is described as a story about an unlikely crew of heroes on a quest to protect Anduin from an even larger foe than they had imagined possible. Sure, fine, cool, whatever. Now, I know someone who is actually quite enjoying this, so, more power to you if you are, just as an FYI. So the show's creator, Jonathan Kasdan, confirmed the show features a queer relationship at its core, explaining to Polygon, what's interesting is, I hope and I believe, we're at a moment where you're going to see a paradigm shift in that, and hopefully the way that it's going to happen is that these kind of queer stories, particularly like this one, that were just organic to the narrative we were telling, find their way in and become less of a surprising and unusual thing to see. I don't think that's why it's in the bin, by the way, just as an FYI. I think it's in the bin because you've done that, but not only, you've also done this. What's this? What is this? Very manly man there, I see. Like, you can have both, right? It seems, I don't think a queer relationship at a show is necessarily going to put people off, but I think it's when that's at the behest of dumbing down men as well, or making them girly boys, as it were, I guess. But anyway, like I said, it's all a bit of a bomb, a pretty big bomb, actually, massively so. So fans have taken to the new series on Rotten Tomatoes. Have not taken to the new series, sorry. On Rotten Tomatoes, the series has an average audience score of 38%. But again, conversely to that, you have the average critic score being 84%, which means it's nice and fresh. But it's not just Rotten Tomatoes, because whenever I bring up Rotten Tomatoes, everyone's always like, why are you talking about Rotten Tomatoes? Well, other places are also saying it's poo. So on IMDb, the series has a weighted average vote of 5.5 out of 10 from 2,285 users at the point of making this video. It's received 437 perfect 10 out of 10 ratings and 662 1 out of 10 ratings. Now, when we look at this, will there be some people that are review bombing it? Yeah, both ways. It's important to note, both ways. Because if you look at it, like in the middle, it's actually pretty even. So you've got 9, 8, 7, 5, 3, 2. So it's actually really, really even. So the 5.5 out of 10 is about right when you look at it like that. It is about right. It is a middling show when you're looking at it just from across the board. But Metacritic is the worst score, 1.8. But obviously it's not that many, right? So 12 negative reviews and only 2 positive ones. I think the thing about this though is that like no one's really talking about it. It's kind of just not around. No one's really here talking about it at all. Which I don't know what that says, whether it's even worse or not. But you know, a show that sort of has no cultural imprint when it's released isn't that great. Like it's not massively positive at all, in fact. And we know that this is going to continue, by the way, ladies and gents, because we have Bob Iger back, and he's like, yeah, no, we can't lose any of this stuff. We're just going to keep going. And it's like, right, okay, cool, fine, sure. Sure. And then when you look at the things which are doing really, really well, you know, on other streaming platforms that have massively high rating and massively high viewership, like I've just started watching Wednesday, and I'll do a review of that when I finish it all, because they're really long episodes, they're like an hour long, and I wasn't expecting them to be as long. But that's a show that has like some intrinsic commentary to the character with respect to the patriarchy and elements like that, but it's not smashing it in your face. It's little funny jokes here and there, and it has wide-ranging diversity because of the locale and all that kind of thing. But there's no like the message, and it's literally just a good story. At the moment, I'm like 3 episodes in. We'll see. They might botch the landing, but I have heard very good things. So, you know, when you look at other streaming platforms and their successes, again, another one is on Amazon Prime and The Terminal List. Again, another one which has some sort of elements of revenge and things like that, but it's not got any massive message outside of that, and protecting one's family and core belief systems and morals and such. They do great. Willow, doesn't seem to be doing very well. So anyway, thought we'd cover it. What do you think? Let me know down below. Cheers, guys. Take care.